Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm your friendly neighborhood mad scientist, and I wanted to show you my latest project. This is my gravity lab. Now, the building itself is not really supposed to be impressive. It's really modeled after one of the hangars I saw at the Kennedy Space Center, where NASA is located. And I got to go on a tour years ago, and they had these huge white hangars where they could build rockets and all kinds of other things. So that's primarily what inspired the design of this building. But let's take a little jog over here, and my gravity lab. And what we're going to do in here is we're going to do a bunch of experiments in LEGO Fortnite to see how gravity performs on various materials. But first, I'm going to give you a little tour. We've got the kitchen over here. It's a fully functional kitchen. Peely's making some juices for us, I guess. Over here, I've got my most of my machines. I've got pretty much everything I need over here. I don't have every single machine, but I've got the main things you need. Upstairs, we're gonna go up here. We can go all the way up to the roof. Let's do that real quick. It's 6 flights of stairs, I think. The 6-story building. Here's the roof. There's really nothing up here. But I do have a jump pad to get to the neighboring islands. My yachting center is over there. Is that way on the island over there. So the jump pad makes it easy, and I have a bus stop outside the building, so I could go to far away locations. But let's just go back down in here. Oh, hey, how's it going, man? How are you doing, bro? Let's go to the second floor. So this is the first floor. We're back on the first floor. Let's go to the second floor, and this is living quarters. So this is where the staff of the laboratory, this is where they live. We have a nice shared bathroom here with a couple bathroom stalls. This is fully functional. And of course we have the sink. And I like everyone to wash their hands because, you know, I like to be sanitary, so I put the little sign up there to kind of encourage everyone to wash their hands. So we have, everyone's got their little dorm style rooms here. We got the three ladies staying in here, and they like a girl band, so they put a sign up there. They have some flowers and stuff. A nice little room. We have this is actually my room. I've got my dual monitor computer on my desk, and I'm sharing it with Sunflower. Sunflower is my roommate, and she's pretty good. She's a good cook. She's good out in the fields, but I don't think we have any crops here at the lab island. We're on a little island, but whatever. We got 3 guys staying in here. This is their room. One of the guys has a little computer. He likes to run simulations with his laboratory software, and so he does that and makes some discoveries and stuff. We got little tables and chairs where you can just kind of sit out here. We got some books. But let's go up to the 3rd floor. We got a jukebox. Let's go up to the 3rd floor. 3rd floor is kind of like the library. We got all kinds of reference books, scientific manuals, research papers, everything a laboratory would need to conduct some really great experiments. We have some more tables where you can just sit and read and make notes and do kind of fun stuff. I put in. It's funny because no one's here, but ever since I put in this big screen TV, everyone's been coming up here and kind of hanging out on those benches just to watch the TV. I think Turk's gonna watch some Netflix right now, and I think everyone else is kind of but that's fine. When you need to take a break from doing all your scientific lab experiments, you've got to, you got to have some fun. So I put in the big screen TV. Let's go back down to the ground floor, and then walk out into the main area, the main laboratory area. I just want to show you this space. So I wanted to create a wide open space. It's 6 stories tall, and it allows me to perform all kinds of gravity experiments here in LEGO Fortnite. And I currently have five of these elevators where we can perform some experiments. And once we document the results of the experiments, then I can reset. I can reset and I can do other experiments. So they are reusable. They are reusable elevators. They are platforms that allow me to measure the weight of materials compared to other materials here in the game. Now, this was Lady Stiletto in my chat, because I stream on Twitch. So she had a great idea. She's like, hey, why don't you can you make a moving stair platform so you don't have to run all the way back to the corner of the building and then run up all those flights of stairs just to get out to one of these platforms to make some adjustments to the elevator. And I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. So this is actually a movable staircase. I can kind of slide it around, and let me actually put it back over here. And then so now I can actually go up the stairs, and I can just jump on this platform, and I can just run around over here if I needed to make some adjustments to one of my experiments. So that was a great idea, and it worked out pretty well. I had to it didn't work at first, and then I had to add some balloons to make it light enough for me to move. So once I added the 5 balloons, now it's light enough for me to move, and yet it's not so light that it slides all the way across the room. Because I don't know if you've ever done that, where you just barely touch something on a dynamic platform, and it just slides all the way across the room and crashes into the wall. So balancing the weight was kind of important. So anyway, yeah. Here is our first experiment. This experiment answers my question of, okay, if you have chests on a dynamic platform, like let's say a yacht or a spaceship or a plane or a car, a vehicle, whatever, does it weigh more if you have items in your chest than compared to an empty chest? So what we have here is we have an empty chest, and over here I filled this entire chest, and this took me a while. This took me a few trips around the world, but I wanted to fill this chest completely with granite. So this chest is completely filled with granite. And so here's the experiment. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to launch this one. Now sometimes it takes... There we go. Sometimes I have to reset it. Okay, so that one goes up. Now I have the counterweights balancing. I needed counterweights to balance the empty chest, so it wouldn't just fly up all the way up and hit the ceiling. So that's what those, they're 2x8 castle floor or whatever it is. All right, so that's that. Let's do this one. And then boom. Here we go. Completely full chest. Completely full of granite. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Where is it gonna stop? Where is it gonna stop? Where is it gonna stop? Look at that. It stops in the exact same place. You know what that means, guys? That means it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in your chest. You can have a completely full chest, and it has absolutely zero bearing on the weight of your vehicle, car, truck, boat, plane, spaceship, whatever. It doesn't matter. The items in your chest apparently do not count against the weight of your vehicle. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, in order to reset the experiment, I have to go up here. And I go over here, and I jump on the platform like this. And I just get it down kind of close to the ground. I launched these back down to the ground, and they smashed into the floor. And so that wasn't a good... I just have to get my... There we go. Okay, that one's done. And then we're just gonna go back up here. There we go. So that experiment is reset. Let's move on to experiment number 2. All right, so experiment number 2 answers my question of, do smaller pieces, okay, let's say you have I'm just going to show you. So this is 1, 2, 3, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is 4 8 by 8. So this is 4 8 by 8 pieces. And my question was, does this weigh more or less than if I have individual... So here's the same amount of area. So I have 4 times 8 by 8. And then I have 4 stacks of 2 by 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's the same area as this. But it's 16 pieces, 16 individual pieces instead of 4. And then on this side, we have the same thing as the end. So we have 16 2 by 8, but I just stuck them together. I just got rid of the gap between them because I didn't know if a gap between the pieces would make any difference. So let's start with this one. Let's send this one up. Okay. Let's send this one up. I'm going to send them both up. I'm going to send this one up. I'm just going to send them both up. Because why not? Now, what's interesting is the very slight difference between the separate pieces on the right and left and the single pieces, the larger pieces in the middle. Now that amount of difference is not going to make any, you will never notice that in any build, but I do think the difference is interesting. I don't have an explanation for it. I've repeated this experiment 6 times, and I get the same result every single time. I've switched them. I've switched the carriers around. Put the 8 by 8 pieces on the end and put the other pieces in the middle. I've switched them around. I get the same result every single time. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. It doesn't make a huge difference, though, on your build. So that amount of difference right there is... You would never even notice that one way or another. So yeah, let's... I'm going to go ahead and reset these. Again, shout out to Lady Stiletto in my Twitch chat for this stairway idea. This was just totally... just a great idea she had, so. All right. Yeah, so I got another test for you guys. Let's do test number 3. Okay, we've got equal amounts of 3 materials here, and so these are 4 8x8 and 2 2x8 pieces on top. So 4 8x8s and 2 2x8s. So the stacks are all identical. We have over here we have I just want to tell you exactly what this is called. Okay, we have futuristic floor 4. Over here we have this is like the real cheap wood. This is the starter, the starter shack floor 3, and then this is the granite. This is it's the castle. Yeah, castle floor 5. So this is made with granite. Okay. All right. So let's see how these do. The granite doesn't. Sometimes the granite doesn't want to take off, which is interesting because it's really heavy. These usually work okay. All right. There we go. Okay. And there we go. We've got 3 different weights. Same amount of material, 3 different weights. I think that's pretty interesting. And that's why I built this facility. That's why I have this set up so that we can do these tests. And as I mentioned before, when they do an update, I can repeat the same exact test to see if weights have changed after an update, because I can screenshot this. I can actually go up. Let's see. Sometimes I might need to move this thing. Let's see. Where would I want to be? Yeah, let me move this. Let me move this over so I can get a screenshot. I think I want it facing. Move this over here. And I think I want it. Let's turn it this way. All right, I'm going to turn it back this way. Yeah. And then I'm going to move it down here a little bit. Let's move it down here a little bit. Why does this thing... It gets stuck sometimes. That's so weird. Okay, well that's weird. But I think I have it. I wanted it over a little bit. Like it's stuck on something. It's so odd. Anyway, I just want to turn it. Okay, whatever. I think that's good enough anyway. Let's go up here. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can just do this. This is yeah. So I'll just take a screenshot like this. And then we can compare this to you know, later on I can do the same exact test after they do an update, and then we can compare the results. You know? they're all reset. They're waiting for the next experiment. So I could take this material off here and put something else on. We could measure different things. You know, yeah. And so that's how this works. This is the Gravity Lab. Let me know if you have any ideas for any experiments you would like to see, and I will be happy to do them and post my results, or at least a screenshot of the results. If you have any better ideas on how I can improve this, please let me know. I want to collaborate with all you guys and come up with some interesting data that we can share with everyone and make everyone's experience that much better in LEGO Fortnite. So, yeah. By the way, I'll be out in San Diego doing my, with my real-life IRL streaming experiment. It's a crazy contraption that I built that lets me walk around and do IRL streaming with 3 cameras and a bunch of other cool stuff. And I built the whole thing myself. It took me like a couple years to actually perfect it, but it works really well. So I'm going to be playing with that out at TwitchCon, and I hope to see some of you out there. But until then, everyone have a great night. I'll see you soon. Peace!